Hey there, citizens. I'm Nick F. Another glorious day is beginning, and it is too damn early. Good morning. It's too damn early. It really is. I just hopped up and put the coffee on, and I fucking took the dog out, and now I'm sitting here in a chair, talking to myself for the 5th day in a row. Little to no human contact, no phone calls, text messages, human contact, touch, nothing. I'm legitimately losing it. Well, what about you? How you doing? Let me explain to you how this ill-advised vacation came to be. I had scheduled some vacation time starting on June 26th and going through July 2nd. So, I did that because I was gaining too much vacation time. Too much vacation time, right? What a luxury. Not many Americans can say that. But at jobs, I just get afraid to go on vacation. Like I have some kind of trust issue. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I haven't necessarily had a job that's ever done anything like that to me. Like replaced me after I had the weekend off or anything. Although when I worked at Captain D's, I did injure my back to where I couldn't walk. Like every time I got up to walk, I would faint. And it took me 30 days to really do these stupid standing exercises and going up and down stairs and walking just a little bit every day and all that shit until I could finally get up and about. And, I was keeping in touch with them. And, but now when I got back, I was fucking off the schedule and everything. I probably could have sued or got disability or something. I'm pretty sure. But I was 19? 19? Anyway, so I planned that vacation. Just some time off during the summer to spend with the kids. And and then guess what? Step 1. Step 2. In-laws were planning on getting the kids at the beginning of July to take them back down to Georgia for a week. They changed their mind and picked them up on June 25th. So literally the first night after getting off work, starting my vacation. No kids. No. Whoa. No friends. I mean, I don't know. So that's how that happened. Did she change the date out of spite? I don't know. Did they change the date out of spite? Possibly. It seems like it. Do I sound a little paranoid? Am I losing my marbles? Yes, possibly. But I've had a lot of time to think. The biggest eye-opener of this is that I realized without my kids and the coworkers at my job, I don't talk to anyone. Not a single solitary fucking person. And in addition to that, I feel like, while I was thinking about that, why do I have such a hard time liking people? Is that what it is? Or is it hard for me to relate to people? Or I don't know. Maybe it's out here in Tennessee. I feel like there was a certain alienation immediately. It's going from Georgia to Tennessee, two states, not even 2 states. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows anything about the country they live in? But I felt an immediate difference in the type of people that are out here. Tennessee, they're not bad people. I don't want to come off as sounding like a douchebag. Hold on a second, let me cough. Whoa. Just they have a different way of communicating that I'm not used to. And I guess I'd lived in Georgia for 10 or 11 years. 10 years. So I guess maybe it was the same and I just had adjusted to it. Or maybe it's difficult for me to get people because I moved every 3 years ever since I was a child. Or maybe I'm just a fucking sociopath. Maybe I'm just an asshole. Maybe I just don't like people. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I had the same 2 or 3 friends all throughout middle school. It was 3 years of middle school. I had pretty much the same 3 friends and some acquaintances. And then in high school, where I started halfway through my freshman year after moving from Maine, I think I had no friends freshman year. I sat at the table where all the nerds sit at, all the other people who really just don't have friends. And you know what? There was a guy at that table who I became pretty good friends with, but ended up having a falling out over some. I don't know, man. I guess he thought me and my buddies were a bad influence, which he was probably right. Yeah, he was definitely right. Fully justified. If you're listening to this, I apologize, man. I was part of the problem. But you know what? I got out. I got out before everybody else did. I recognized there was a problem. Okay, so yeah, then, what is that? Sophomore year, 10th grade. Made a couple friends. And people I was kind of, I don't know, I had to almost. Because I wanted to be in a band. I got a guitar and I wanted to be in a band. And there was already this one guy who sat behind me in Spanish class, who at first I definitely didn't like because he seemed like a kind of a cynical prick, a little bit pretentious. But he was funny, had an interesting sense of humor, and he was intelligent. I could tell that. And we had one definite common interest, which was the Spanish teacher. So we joined up. I think it was just me and him at first, and then I think he introduced me to the other person who was going to play guitar in the band, and that was my other friend that I stuck around with for a while. Then we had a drummer who didn't necessarily, well, you know, we were friends. I did know him, but we didn't hang out that much. And then he didn't drum for us anymore. I became the drummer. And then we recruited a new guitarist who actually is the very last person that I still keep in touch with from Georgia. Like, I'm really thinking about those two. And it's funny because I spent so many years, like 5 years, hanging out with those dudes, my bassist and my other guitarist and my other guitarist. And then I guess I got married, had a kid, and had to stop doing some of the stuff I was doing. Couldn't go to concerts, every weekend anymore, and couldn't play concerts just whenever. Had to actually think about scheduling stuff and just, drinking all the time. I don't know. I did go on a drink quite a bit after that, without them. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. We just kind of grew apart. No, definitely with my bassist, there was an incident where I fucking tipped. I snapped, dude. I was completely off the handle. I kicked a door in my apartment because I just was fucking going insane. And I don't think I really saw him again after that. So that one was definitely my fault. I think I was just stir crazy and paranoid and at a weird time in my life, I think, was the key factors. A whole bunch of stressors that I wasn't used to dealing with. But I don't know, I guess you're friends with somebody for 5 years, and then all of a sudden, you see them snap and just look like a fucking serial killer for a second, kicking a fucking door and just screaming like a madman. I guess that's a good enough reason to, kind of move away from someone. Seems fine to me anyways. So that one was definitely me, and it was probably one of my best friends out there. So then let's see, the guitarist, I don't know. I really don't know. And he got married and had a kid too. And I think we both just kind of got into our own married with children situations, and mine got pretty crazy and his got pretty fucking crazy. I did talk to him a few times over the years, and his situation sounded fucking worse than mine. I should probably try to contact him or something, man. I don't know. But my other guitarist, also married, doesn't have a kid. But he was already graduated from high school when we formed the band, I think. So, or no, when we needed a second guitarist. I think that was junior year. But I still talk to him. I don't know. Of course, it's through Instagram or whatever. I have to step out for a second. Ain't a shame to go fishing on a Sunday. Ain't a shame to go fishing on a Sunday. Ain't a shame. All right, I'm back. So, where the hell was I? I don't know. I guess we all just started going to a different area in life, and except for my bassist, he was pretty much doing the same thing, man. Playing music and finishing up college and going out there and meeting girls and doing all that, but definitely not marrying and getting kids. I don't know. Not sad. I haven't checked on him in a while. In fact, I haven't said a word to him in years. I think that was all one big tangent. What was I talking about? Yep. So after all that shit went down, I got a job which kind of became like a career. I worked there like almost 5 years and got promoted and promoted and promoted and like consumed my life. Probably the best job I ever had or will have. And I was making good money. Somehow or another, it was rewarding to me and fulfilling in some kind of way because I stayed and I made a lot of kind of like work friends there. Not necessarily people you would hang out with. I did hang out with. Well, that's not important, I guess. But a lot of people who I would talk to there and working at like a ton of different stores and actually kind of being like traveling from store to store and meeting a lot of people. There was a lot of people I kind of talked to on a regular basis. And so that kind of took the place of friends. I could work that social aspect, of my needs into my job as well. Because by the end of it, my job was literally a field trainer, which is where I just go around and pretty much talk to people and coach people. And so I think that, that must have filled that hole. Then there's some other shit that happened, and it got bad for a minute. Sometimes you just fuck up. You do some stupid shit. Sometimes you keep fucking up and doing stupid shit for like years, and you just don't realize until it's too late that you've created dangerous routines and habits, like physically and mentally dangerous, like sleeping 3 hours a night, drinking too much, smoking too many cigarettes, not really talking to people, like doing the fucking work thing, like, oh, hey, how's it going? Yeah, how are you too? Oh, awesome. We went out to the Outback Steakhouse this weekend, so that was pretty sweet. And so that, anyways, and that led me ultimately to Tennessee, where I took a new job that I don't find nearly as rewarding as my last job. Doesn't pay nearly as much. The work is just repetitive. It's tedious. It's repetitive is the biggest problem, I think, because I don't know. Oh God, there are days. The job got so mind-numbing that I literally joined the Navy. I was like, between this job and my home life, I'm so dissatisfied that fucking put me on a boat and send me to Russia or China or wherever the fuck we're going next. Now, ultimately, that didn't pan out. Probably, again, my fault. And so I'm still at that job. And this has been my first week of vacation from that job. And I'm really hoping that when I go back, things are going to be like just a little bit different. I don't know. I don't expect it to be like a sudden cure for my apathy towards life in general. But I will say one thing, this 5 days of like no human contact has taught me is that I don't talk to people, or I guess I don't know, people, I don't know. I've forgotten what it's like to be able to maintain friendships, I think. I feel like looking back now, there were people who were definitely trying harder to keep in contact with me that I just ignored, and that I should probably keep an eye out for stuff like that in the future, because, hey, without those things in your life that you think are constants, that you build your routine around and you just take for granted, once those are gone, and one day they will be, whether your kids grow up and leave the house, you get a divorce, or your significant other dies, or someone breaks up with you, or, any of those things, there has to be someone you can fall back on, right? Someone you can like hit up out of the blue and be like, hey, been a while, I want to grab some coffee. Want to grab some coffee? And then in addition to that, the fact that I realize I have no friends, and it's my fault because I ignore people. I don't know why. I get wrapped up in my own stuff. I don't know, maybe there's social anxiety that maybe, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so, but another thing is I've never missed my kids so much. Fucking, ooh. I talk to them on the phone while they're out there, and I'm just like, good. Hey, man, I feel like, what is this? My eyes are getting wet. What's going on? This is strange. I haven't felt this in so long. I'm lonely. Like, I thought when I was a fucking teenager, like living with my dad and my brothers, it was when like a girl that I liked didn't fucking like me back. I felt lonely. I thought I felt lonely. Nope. Turns out I did not know nothing, not a single goddamn thing about lonely. Like, I'm gonna drive over today or maybe tomorrow, I don't know, to my in-laws' house just to like talk to somebody. Like, I don't have any purpose to go over there, really. They got a pool. Maybe I'll bring my swim trunks and have a dip. Maybe I'll try and fit the lawnmower into my car and be like, hey, y'all need your lawn cut? Anything? Anything? Do you need anything? Or maybe I'll just show up. Hey, how y'all doing? Yeah? Oh, cool. Okay, bye. Maybe that's another thing. Like, maybe I just assume that I'm constantly like overstaying my welcome if I've been there for more than 5 minutes, because I feel that way. Like, if somebody tries to just sit there and make conversation, I'm just like, oh, they must be bullshitting. Like, how when they ask how's the weather been, they probably want to go. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm trying to sit here and analyze myself, okay? Trying to figure out what went wrong. But nope, it's a special kind of loneliness here. And I hate to complain, but I do a lot of thinking when I'm on my own, and it's not necessarily good, always. I find myself trying to learn to forgive myself for silly, dumb fucking shit that I've done in my past, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I've found that I can't go this long without people. Just something. Like, you know when you're at the store and there's like this fucking old dude and he just starts talking to you about shit. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I got those Cheerios last week and it was like, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, yeah, totally. All right, interaction over. I'm leaving now. And then he's like, yeah, you know, my son, he lives in Kentucky. He likes to ride horses. Or used to. He used to ride horses. Now he works at the factory down there. And, yeah, pretty interesting. And, like, they just, you know, they keep bringing shit up. I finally think like, you think you understand about people like that, right? Oh, he's just, probably his wife died and he's lonely because his kids are moved out. And guess what? Doesn't even have to be that. Because after 5 days of nothing here, I'm literally at that point. To where if someone says anything other than, hey, how you doing? I might just launch into like a full frontal conversation that there will be no escape from. Memes? Do you like memes? Hey, come back! Like, I heard 2 consecutive beeps. Beep, beep, horn blasts, like, yesterday, and I ran to my fucking front door to, like, look out the window. And there was no one there. And I later found out it was... But, like, I was so disappointed when I got to the window. Like, A, no one was there. B, I realized how fucking sad it was. Like, oh, there's a thing out there that can be interacted with, and, you know. So I've been listening to just podcasts nonstop. Nonstop, because the house is so fucking quiet. Can't stand it! But I've got today, and I've got 2 more days after that, and then it's back to work. And then a couple more days, and the kids will be back, and we will resume our regularly scheduled programming. And hopefully things will... Like, I don't know. Things are going to be better. I can tell right now. Because, you know, you can't... What is it? You don't know peace till you've had suffering. Y'all wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain. That was my 50 Cent impression. Sweet and sour sauce. I'm not sure. I don't know how that equates. But I take a lot for granted. I realize that now. Is it too late? Is it too late? For some things, yeah, probably. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll get back to work and suddenly realize why it is that people used to take pride so much and crave, like, a hard day's work. You know, I think people get lazy. I definitely get lazy, but people get lazy these days at their jobs because they're not going anywhere. They're not making the money they want, stuff like that. But back in the day, you made the money you needed. You'd probably have to do some shit on the side. I mean, going way back, you'd have to have somebody, I don't know, growing some shit in the backyard, right? Some fucking, fucking little garden, some shit. I don't know. Fuck, maybe you got chickens. I don't know how. I don't know how it fucking works. Chickens, you have a cow. You know, you gotta get your protein, some shit. Then in addition, you have to fucking go and fucking churn butter all day. I don't know, but you come home and you have enough for what you need, and you scrape by, and it was okay. You know, assuming, of course, that you weren't like an oil tycoon or a baron of some sort. Where the fuck was I going with that? I'm really not 100% sure. Oh, yeah, people get, I want to say displaced. What do I say? Why am I saying displaced? Something. Dissociate? No, that's me. Despondent. God, I had an E. Despondent. And just detached and apathetic about their jobs these days. And it's just like, I don't know. Maybe it's because you watch too much TV. Do you watch too much TV? I don't have cable. I check out some stuff on YouTube. I listen to podcasts. But I don't really see a lot of commercials. And I don't really see the reality TV shows and the news and all that. I read articles and I listen to podcasts. So maybe it's just that I don't like my job. That's a possibility, okay? You know, but I'll do it. There are people there to talk to, so that's good. Yeah. People there who I would consider friends. I wouldn't necessarily be hanging out with them on the weekends, but that's probably just kind of a me thing, actually. But it just seems like a possibility that people just see too much of other people's lives. And of course, you know, it's only interesting stuff. Like, there's no reality TV show where you fucking work someone works 9 to 5, comes home, eats some Hot Pockets, and goes to bed, and then, you know, turn around and do it all again. Nobody would watch that. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they would. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's you just watch, you see these reality TV shows, you see the news, you see this and that, and there's a constant reminder of how you're not necessarily doing exactly what you want to do. And then, of course, you know how bad everything is. You flip on the news, it's murders, rapes, crime, burglars, break-ins, robberies. Watch out, man. You could die at any moment. And then the realization that if someone did break into your house right now, shoot you in the head, take all your belongings, you died while you were still a shift manager at Best Buy, and you were not happy, and that was it. Maybe that's what it is. Does that seem realistic, relatable, anything? But you spend all your time watching this, watching that, purchasing, consuming, and so you stay stagnant in a way, right? You're not out there building your resume and looking for a new job. You're okay with your routine because it works. So we sit there day in and day out doing the same thing. You make an improvement here and there. You work hard. Maybe you work hard enough. You just get by, right? And maybe I'm just speaking to a certain, maybe like a demographic or a certain type of person. Maybe I'm just talking about myself. That's how I feel, man. Ooh. Just let my coffee sit too long, and the last swallow was like it was cold. And my nose is all stopped up. I don't know what happened yesterday, or while I was sleeping. I felt fine. I woke up hungry as shit. I'm still hungry as shit. I'm about to go crack open and scramble about 6 eggs, a giant fucking piece of Texas toast, and a fucking yogurt. I think that's a good indicator of why, if I've had a good workout, is I get hungry, like really hungry. Like if I just do my breakfast, lunch, and dinner like normal, and maybe not even breakfast most times, because I have this thing of where if I eat before a certain time of day, I'm in the bathroom, and it's not pretty. My digestive system is not where it needs to be, necessarily. And maybe that'll change now that I'm eating nothing but spinach and carrots and fucking non-fried, fucking organic. I'm trying organic. I don't know. It's expensive. And I'm broke and alone. But, you know, maybe that'll change. But if I eat those breakfast, lunch, and dinner, on days when I'm not, like, working out, I don't know if I get hungry. Or if I do, it's kind of like a subconscious thing. Like, my body's like, okay, you're getting a little sluggish. Time to go have a bite. But when I'm on my routine, my workout routine, my regimen, it's totally different. My stomach growls, and I can feel it in there, that little slight cramp, you know, like where you just, oh man, I gotta eat something. I'm losing it. And that is today. That's what I'm feeling today. Haven't felt it in a while. Just real stomach gurgling, like, And that's probably just because, I'm going pretty hard, man. I'm going pretty hard over here. Burning a lot of calories which need to be replaced. My body's trying to repair itself and become stronger. Pretty good, yeah. I've been exercising a lot more than usual, with all this free time. There's just nothing to do. My house is so fucking clean. My yard looks great. I've picked all this up, cleaned this. There's no trash anywhere. I've repaired a few things around the house that I was supposed to do. And there's like nothing else to do. I mean, yeah, it sounds stupid when I say that, right? I've got a phone. It's got access to all the world's information. You can do anything. I've got a TV, an Xbox, a Wii, thousands of DVDs, bunch of games. Oh, but there's nothing to do. I don't know. Like I said, I'm listening to podcasts and I'm working out. That's about all I'm doing, realistically. The days of me literally sitting down for like 2 hours to watch a movie, I don't know if my attention span reaches that far anymore, or maybe I've just seen so many movies that everything seems predictable. One of the last good movies I saw was Split, because it really kept me guessing, which was why I didn't return it to Redbox. Anywho, I think we're going on, what is this? It says 44 minutes up here. So all said and done, that's probably going to end up being about 20-something. And as I've said time and time again, airtime is precious when you don't pay for it. So we don't want to keep this running for too much longer. So those are my thoughts about being isolated. Loneliness, dissatisfaction, friends, social anxiety, and just casual existential despair. So thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff if you wish. Don't forget to check out our other shows. Talk More Better, which is an informative podcast dealing with language and etymology and words and idioms and things like that. Dimly Lit Smoke-Filled Room, which is a conspiracy podcast, should be coming out very shortly. And last but not least, No Such Radio, which you can check out on SoundCloud, but more importantly on YouTube, where there's usually a video accompaniment, and that's also where I do my little subscriber shout-outs and answer any questions and comments, concerns, and anything else that you might have sent me. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for listening. I've got a video to record and a script to write, but I really, really, really appreciate it that there are actually people out there listening to me ramble. Thank you. Have a great weekend. It is too damn early.